What gets me up in the morning is Jenny's passion became my passion. Her life was a testament to what a teenager can do that affects society. And Jenny was very attractive, very outgoing, an excellent student, and a very good athlete in her high school, playing softball. Highly recruited Division I catcher. She had been playing softball all summer long. It was now into the fall, and we were up on winter break. We were skiing, and Jennifer came to me that evening and said, "Dad, look at this," and it was all black and blue, clear across her hips. And that was the first sign that we really knew that something was wrong. I remember after a few days of testing, the doctor called us in to his office, and he looked at Jenny and said, "Jenny, you know, it's what we feared. The diagnosis is what we feared. It's leukemia." And Jenny, there's no real easy way to say this, but this type of leukemia is a killer. So 35% of all of the patients who have this type of leukemia are going to probably die in the first 30 days. And if we don't get a handle on this through chemo and other treatments, you won't be with us this time next year. I think I could handle just about anything except for the death of one of my children. But she took it very well. She says, "Dad, I just don't want you and Mom to be sad, because I'm not sad." Her diagnosis came in January, and she was preparing for that upcoming season, and she told the doctors she couldn't start chemo because she needed another day to go talk to her teammates and let them know that she was ill and that she was going to have to fight this disease. So she set her goal to be back by the league championship series, and by golly, she made that. And she was going to suit up for that game, and the doctors basically told her, "No, you can't, because should something happen to you on the field, should you get hit, you would die on the field." And as we walked out the door, she turned to me and said, "Dad, I'm going to play in that game." Any kind of bruise or bump to her head would have caused a spontaneous bleed, and they would have not been able to save her. It was about the fourth inning, and there was a runner on third, and the batter that was up hit a long fly ball out to left field.
Pitch swing and a drive to deep field.
We saw the batter tag up at third base, and we knew there was going to be a collision at home plate. And as that runner raced towards home to slide into home, Jennifer threw off her helmet and blocked the plate, and that was exactly what the doctors had feared would happen.
Here's Eller, and if you are going to write a book about how you want to pitch, you always...
She chose to play in that game, and as a dad, I had to take a step back and go with my daughter's wishes. As it turns out, everything was fine. She blocked the plate, the run was saved, her team won the game, but it was a very, very scary thing for all of us at that point in time. She really wanted to give back to the community. She wanted people to understand the importance of giving blood. You know, Jennifer was very grateful for blood donors because she knew they were keeping her alive. So she readily agreed to volunteer, to do commercials, to speak, to go to service organizations, to churches, to high schools, whatever she could do to relay her passion about why people should give blood and how blood donors were literally keeping her alive from day to day. She thought that was an important message, and I think she really felt then that that was her life mission, that that's what she had been called to do in her short, young life. About an hour before she died, she was still conscious. We were still communicating, and I promised her that I would carry on her work. And I didn't know what that meant at the time, other than that I was supposed to volunteer at the blood center. I actually took Jennifer's place 2 days after we buried her, speaking at a service organization at their luncheon that she was scheduled to speak at. And so from that point on, over the next 4 years, I kind of became the chief ambassador and volunteer for the blood center until 4 years later, the position of president and CEO became available. And told my wife, Claudia, I said, "You know, hon, I think this is what I meant when I told Jennifer that I would carry on her work. I wanted Jennifer's legacy to be that whenever another blood center or anyone in the United States needed blood, that they would know that the local blood center here was full and that they could count on us to ship blood to them anywhere in the United States. And so to do that, I knew there had to be a new blood center because we're cramped, we're out of space here. And so in just a couple months, that new blood center will be complete. And because of Jennifer's influence, this new blood center will be debt-free, will be free and clear and given back to the community, all from the generous donations of people in the community and from operations. That's what the influence of an 18-year-old girl can have on society. You know, it's more than just the patient that gets saved. It's more than just the patient that a blood donation affects. Everybody is affected by that blood donation. Everybody wants that patient to pull through, and that's their loved one. And whether we save them for a lifetime, or whether they're in the emergency room and they're only kept alive by that blood donation for an hour, it becomes so important to those families. So it's not just that anonymous patient that you're affecting. You really are affecting all of society when you give blood.